Hello, my name is Hugh Nagle. I'm a French teacher in Bruce College, Cork, and I'm also publisher of a magazine called Français Plus for Leaving Certs, and depending on the school that you're in, you may already know that magazine. Now, since COVID, I've been getting a lot of inquiries from people wanting help with their French, and for that reason, I'm doing online grinds now in French. And if you'd like to join me, I'll give you a number and you can call me and we'll go from there. Now, online tuition has meant different things for different people. If you join me in my lessons, you needn't worry about not being able to see or hear me or anything like this. What you will see and what you will hear is exactly what you're looking at now. I will be doing a lot of typing on the screen, and you'll be taking notes each week. I'll get your email address from you and I'll put you into a Google Classroom, and there I will be posting a lot of notes as well. So there will be the notes that I will be typing in class that you will be writing yourself with a pen, and then there will be also lots of PDFs that I will be putting in that Google Classroom, and you'll have access to those, as well as lots of videos incidentally. And my video classes, my online classes are video on lessons. So my video will be on, you'll be looking at me, and your video will be on as well. It's very important that we will be able to see each other and that the class will be fully interactive. So it won't be video off where I'll just see your name. There'll be video on classes. Now, you already know, I'm sure, that the Leaving Cert is divided into 4 sections. We've got l'examen oral, which takes place in April, and that's worth 25% of the paper. And then in June, we've got the 3 remaining sections, consisting of the reading, which 2 reading comprehensions, and they are worth 30%. And then we've got the writing tasks, and they're worth 25% at higher level. And finally, we've got the listening, and that is worth 20%. And I'll be working with you on the 4 topics. Now, the oral being the very, very important one, we'll get stuck straight into that from the very beginning. And I will be talking to you about various topics. For example, moi-même, ma famille, mes amis, le sport, l'école, les vacances, le bien-être, well-being, and so on and so forth. And that's just a sample of the kinds of topics we'll be talking about. It's very important that you be able to talk fairly fluidly and in a spontaneous way, and you prepare early for your oral. And I'll be giving you all the vocabulary that you'll need to be able to talk about these topics and more. And then we'll be talking about the reading comprehensions and how to approach those and how to make sure that you're answering the questions on the reading comprehensions in the way that the examiners want you to answer them. And the writing tasks are very, very important. From Christmas onwards, for the second half of the year, we'll be putting emphasis on the writing tasks. It's important that you do a lot of work with me first on l'oral, and then later from around Christmas, we'll be putting the real emphasis on the writing tasks. The writing tasks are tricky, and lots of students just simply don't know how to approach them. We'll be looking at how to plan out your writing tasks, and it's very, very important that they be structured. And the listening, we'll be talking about that as well. In parallel to these 4 sections, we've got the whole area of grammar. It's not an official part of the Leaving Cert French paper, but it's very important that you have good grammar. And if you don't have good grammar, you can't do any of the other 4 sections efficiently. So I'll be putting a lot of notes in Google Classroom. We'll be looking at all the tenses, and we'll be looking at the présent, the imparfait, the passé composé, and so on. And what are these tenses? What are they for? And how do you use them? And why do you use them in different cases? The futur simple, when we want to talk about what we will do next year in university, of course, we'll need to talk in the futur. The futur simple is the tense we'll be using. And you know, why and where would you use the conditionnel? The conditionnel, je donnerais, I would give money to my brother if I had money. Je donnerais. So we'll be looking at that. I'll be putting all of these notes in Google Classroom. They'll be accessible to you for download, and we'll be working on those. It will be a combination of the notes that I'll be putting up as well as the notes that I will be typing here on the screen. So if you'd like to join me for my French grinds, you need to call me on 089 232 48 648, and we'll go from there. And I hope to talk to you soon.